extension.
Oh,
The
just
pricing would
extension,
stay the same, and so council has the option to extend or not.
Well, you said
Oh, okay.
you said you put it out for bid, and that's what I'm asking. Did you include those bid results?
No, I did not.
Are they available that we can
Yes,
see?
they are.
Could you shoot them over?
Yes.
Thank you.
Can we get those tonight too, or?
Yep, I'll do it right now.
An email? Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it right now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All
Madam
right.
Chair,
Mr. D'Lo.
motion to approve renewal, we don't know the number, but do we know the source of the funding?
This
Community
is for,
development?
isn't this for,
CDBG,
yeah,
properties?
CDBG? Uh-huh.
CDBG and data
Correct.
repairs?
Right, it's for all the empty lots that we own that we haven't sold yet. Some of them still have houses on them.
Okay. All right.
So depending what they are, so it's either data cares, NSP, or CDBG.
Could it be a combination or one of?
Well, the funding source would be depending on who owns the house.
I see.
I don't think CDBG owns any houses, but it's data cares, NSP.
Is there going to be a not to exceed in here?
Well, it's, because it's
I think it
annual,
was
I mean, some of the houses, a lot sell, so, good question for when he comes back.
Okay, the next item here is this, you, Miss, no, who's this? This is the mayor.
Yep, Mayor.
So Mr. Cody was
Put
there.
in with Mr. Cody, so, you want to take this and run, or you want me to lead it?
Well, go ahead, introduction, go ahead.
This came back to, this is the former Media Play building on Eureka. That reverted back to us through the tax process. It's been through every phase of it. It went to auction. According to some of the people we've talked to, the auction, or a couple bidders actually bid on it, but then when it came to them, they declined to execute. So it basically reverted to us with the option, and we did, talking with Greg and at the time to look at it to try to control the development process, what went in there and what happened. So within it, we've had a couple aggressive parties interested in the proposal, and we've had two bids kind of going through. We've worked with finance and Mr. Martins, both John and Scott Lights from his property division, I guess. Is that how you would say it? To understand the law on tax reversion of what happens to the sale proceeds. So with this, it appears on the sale proceeds that no matter what we do at this juncture, we have to go back, we have to split the proceeds with all the taxing authorities. Rick has worked up some of the numbers related to it, what we would, the first parts that we would secure based on going back. Mike Gonzalez had originally did an analysis of some of the 2006 through 2011 tax process, and then Rick has kind of looked up that and said, well, maybe there was a couple things that were missed, and we would go back and say, this is what we would keep off the potential sales price, and then this is what would go back to the other taxing authorities. So the differences between the two, first, obviously, there was a price difference, purchase difference, so that's why you have one here, as well as the due diligence period. The sale we're dealing here is basically a cash sale with the due diligence period is roughly 35 days total. It's 21 days, which is really an indication that we have to go get the title. Since we've taken it, that hasn't secured at this point in time, so we would have to get the title to meet our due diligence period, and then a 14-day closing, which is understandably, we get the title in hand, they're going to write a check, cash sale. So we've sat down with them. I'll let Greg jump in here. They've talked with some national retailers and ideas of being able to get a lease in there and get this up and running.
Yeah, the developer's highly motivated. They've got a good track record in dialogue in the marketplace. I've toured the facility as well, and the parking lot needs to be resealed. There's some flashing on a roof that needs to be repaired. Of course, it has to have new marquee for signage. But otherwise, the building's in good condition. No copper has been stripped out of it, and I think they're highly motivated to get some good retail users in there that would be helpful to the whole retail center between Southland and other properties in the area. So they want to move quickly too. So.
do we have an indication of what exactly would be in there?
Well, I mentioned a few retailers, but that's still an IFCO. They don't have anything signed yet because they don't have the property under contract. But they mentioned several nameplate retailers that I would think anyone would welcome in the community.
I'm not sure I understand. It's just media play, or it's
Just
media
it-
play in the parking lot related to media play?
All one and the same, yes.
Or it's the entire parking lot?
Not the entire parking lot, just the parking lot in front of Media Play. That needs to be properly sealed. And so you're going to see some improvements, the facade, the flashing, in addition to interior improvements.
Mr. Davidson had a question?
So that's 5 acres, it doesn't seem like that's enough.
Yeah, whatever is on the deed, yeah. So, I mean, it's 48,000 square feet, you know, medium box user, and there are about a dozen retailers that aren't here now, but certainly could be in that center.
And so upon them taking possession of that, they would have to bring the parking lot and all those things, that would be their responsibility?
Correct, correct. I mean, and the retail is going to report it also. They're going to want to know that everything has a finish to it that's going to be acceptable. So
And the
council would be able to, and the city would be able to capture taxes as well as all the intended improvements, depending what they're going to be, and have it be back in the tax rolls and be part of the retail community.
Did I understand you when you said, Mayor, that there were a couple people bidding on this property from us, and how did we arrive at this particular, they were the highest bidder?
So it ended up being the highest bidder, plus the due diligence period, plus there was no, this is a cash sale versus the due diligence situation with the other group. So the other group said, you know, we want 90 days because there's some pretty strong deed restrictions in this development, you know, and so it really does limit your ability to draw certain retail, you know, or put some limits on drawing retailers, and you would have to be within a certain market that doesn't conflict with the other people that are already there, namely the Dicks and the Pets.
But don't those deed restrictions expire soon?
When do they?
I thought they said 2015 last time I looked that up.
They usually run with the land. It would be under the master developer deed.
And I thought we had talked about this a while back and that it was coming up.
Yeah, I thought that all the restrictions expire soon.
That's never come up in the conversations that I've had.
Is
John,
there
I guess under your review, did you notice any kind of expiration or sunset on deed restrictions?
No, I did not. I had Scott review this, I don't need to make sure about that either.
Yeah, typically that would run with the land.
The other developer was very, very, you know, I mean, they were adamant about they would have to go to the other property owners and
Right.
get them to sign off on the deed restrictions to be able, for them to want to close. If they couldn't get that, and they weren't even going to start with that process until they had a, you know, executed agreement because they didn't have any authority in which to do so. So, you know, while he felt comfortable, I mean, even right now, the Rio Bravo's kind of under that same scenario. The developers of that, you know, the people that are looking at that property or that own that property now have to kind of go through the same thing because of the, there's a restriction on there related to, you know, McDonald's and conflicting sales within that. So, they would have to get some additional
Does that expire?
waivers on that or something.
Who's the genius put that together? Can't tell coffee.
Yeah, I know, no one else can sell
Yeah,
food
coffee,
within
yeah.
2 feet of my
Jams,
store.
Not even that, sandwiches and coffee. I think they
Yeah,
do.
McDonald's,
sandwiches,
right?
Yeah, sandwiches and coffee, wow.
I can't even believe we ever did that. That's why Rio Bravo's still in.
Right.
Yeah, they don't know.
But not for
There's no
long.
liquor license or anything.
Not for long?
Not for long.
Is it gonna be a restaurant?
It's going to be nice. It's going to be nice and
All right.
very possible, yeah. I think it'll be very.
Mine is sandwiches and coffee, apparently.
Bag lunches?
Well, we have a local person that already owns it.
Panera.
Yeah, their restaurant
Yeah,
side
but
over
there's
to it.
restrictions, you can't do it.
Yeah,
No, there's something, it's going to be very positive there.
That's what the
All right.
project is supposed to
Good.
be.
It's in the works, it's
That's
just not yet
exciting.
for public consumption.
All right,
Apparently,
I'm sorry,
there's a-
So this is the higher of the two bids, it's a cash sale, and what was the other bid, do you happen to know?
400 even.
400 even? Was this a public bid, or how did we put this out for anybody for notification?
Well, we have it in CoStar and CPIX, and that's about as public as you get in terms of a commercial listing.
Is
of
that on our
property.
website now?
The link is on our website. We're also rehashing our website though too, and that's
Because I
part of
couldn't find it, I actually looked for it last week and I didn't see it.
It's in there, it's buried too deep. We are reworking the entire website that's gonna highlight economic development, the ability to
Let me
do
ask you a question, how did these two groups know that this was available?
They're both brokers.
There's only a handful of people that do that type of thing.
Oh, no, I mean, there's
I mean,
there's
the
thousands.
big names, right?
Oh,
That are
it-
brokers like that, looking for commercial properties like that, right?
Oh,
I mean, I don't know, I was looking for a
no.
building and there was only a couple people you can get a hold of.
No, there's thousands. When I go into that database,
Here, in this area?
yes.
Yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, not specifically just Taylor, but within the Tri-County region, it's thousands. So if you go into cpex.net, you put that building address there, you will see not only that property, but the rest of the properties, commercial properties that the city owns, photographed,